The following is a presentation of WGN Sports.
Cubs have gotten very fortunate with the weather. It can be a little tricky in early April, but another beautiful day for Cubs baseball here on WGN Sports. We're inside Great American Ballpark, Game 5 of the regular season. The Cubs and the Reds in the middle game of this series as we welcome in Cub fans from all over the country watching on WGN America, America's home for baseball. Hi again, everyone. Bob Brenly and Len Casper. The Cubs are itching to get back out there. A tough loss late last night. Through 4 games, Bob, the Cubs bullpen has blown a couple.
Well, we knew there was going to be some issues down there with all the youngsters that are coming in out of that bullpen, and last night was really a bad one. This Violent Card just couldn't find the strike zone, walked a couple of batters. Surprisingly, a sac bunt caught the Cubs defense by surprise, and then the big blow by Drew Stubbs, the grand slam to center field, really put a crushing finish to the night.
Walks are a double whammy, too, because guys later in the inning know that the pitcher has to throw a good pitch.
Well, I mean, Drew Stubbs said that. He watched Caradod struggle. He was sitting on a certain pitch in a certain location, and when he got it, he didn't miss it.
And having said that, Lou would like to see a little more offense. It's been a little bit of a struggle here early.
Yeah, some signs of life from some of the guys who struggled in Atlanta in that first series of the year. You see the numbers for the team, 213 batting average, 250 with runners in scoring position, and they've left a boatload of runners on base already. The good news is they've had opportunities. Just one big base hit at the right time could jumpstart the offense.
Lou going with his opening day lineup today, and 3 infielders had good nights last night.
Yeah, it was good to see all 3 of those guys swing the bats well. Mike Fontenot going to the opposite field, his first 2 at-bats, and he pulled one into right center. Big night last night. Derek Lee absolutely blasted a home run to left field. I thought it might jumpstart the offense, but unfortunately that was not the case.
And leadoff man Ryan Theriot with his first 2 hits of the season also played excellent defense. All right, we'll talk some pitching when we come back. The Cubs continue to get quality starts, and they look to their ace for a bounce-back outing today.
My most memorable experiences were my Little League days.
We were called the Rockets.
The Oyster River Bobcats.
Lloyd's Reynolds.
There's nothing like the adrenaline you get as a young kid just kind of competing at that early age.
If I went pitching, I was catching. If I went catching, I was playing shortstop.
That's when I first learned to throw my big 12-6 curveball.
We'd play whenever we had any free moment.
Every kid dreams about playing Major League Baseball.
I remember that it's like it was yesterday.
Getting a bartender's attention is an art form where boldness is rewarded and the meat go thirsty. The waving of cash is considered unimaginative. There's the Vegas hit me, the charade technique, the prairie dog, the periscope, the third base coach. Some resort to phoning the bar, which has been known to backfire. But whatever your technique, tip well and enjoy the beer that starts with full flavor and ends with a crisp, clean finish. It's what we do. Budweiser.
What are you doing, Bob?
I finally figured out how to get my lawnmower to sense precisely the speed I want to walk. It's going to be effortless.
Why don't you just get one of these?
Toro Personal Pace Technology. Mowing has never been easier.
Pizza holdout Scott Scheuer still hadn't tried Domino's inspired new pizza until now. Domino's Pizza. So what do you think?
Aren't really good. We want to hear from all the holdouts. Now get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for just $5.99 each.
With the new Geico Glove Box app, you can get help with a flat tire. Find a nearby tow truck or gas station. Call emergency services. Collect accident information. Or just watch some fun videos. It's so easy, a caveman can do it.
Unbelievable. Where's my coat? It was suede with the fringe.
Download the Glove Box app free at geico.com.
The 2010 Chicago Cubs baseball season on WGN is brought to you by Budweiser, with full flavor and a crisp, clean finish. It's what we do. By Pepsi. Every Pepsi refreshes the world. Submit your idea at refresheverything.com. And by Illinois Lottery's newest game, Powerball Wednesday and Saturday jackpots start at $20 million. Welcome back to Cincinnati. The Cubs and Reds in Game 2 of this series. Cubs at 1-3. The Reds, with back-to-back last-at-bat wins, are 2-2. Let's talk some starting pitching. Rough start for Carlos Zambrano on opening day, but since then, the Cubs starters have been fantastic.
Well, if they continue to pitch at the rate they have the last 3 times out, the Cubs are going to be just fine. Carlos Silva last night, we talked about his spring training, got off to a slow start, but progressively got better, and he carried it right into his first start of the regular season. His stuff was crisp. He threw a lot of strikes.
And you have to think, Bob, with Silva in particular, and I would say Randy Wells the same way, the scouting report's going to be swing early because they've thrown nothing but strikes.
And very similar types of pitchers. They rely on that sinker and the slider. They keep the ball down in the zone. So, yeah, if the opposing offenses are swinging early, that plays right into their hands.
And speaking of sinkers, you talked about Carlos Zambrano's sinker. Not his best on Monday in Atlanta. He really got knocked around, and he looks for a comeback performance today.
I think that's the most important thing to watch for today from Carlos Zambrano. Does he have his good sinker working? He threw a lot of fastballs in that game that had very little movement, and the Braves really made him pay for it. These two guys very familiar with each other, top of the rotation starters. This will be the 8th time they've hooked up in their careers.
Aaron Harang has been their ace for a while, but he's lost a lot of games the last couple of years. The Cubs hope to hang another one on him today. When we come back, we'll have the lineups, the first pitch, and all the action. The Cubs and Reds on a beautiful Saturday from Cincy.
One tribe, y'all. One tribe, y'all. We one tribe, y'all. We are one people. Let's catch amnesia. Let's catch amnesia. Forget about all that evil.
What do you care about? Introducing the Pepsi Refresh Project. We're giving away millions for ideas that move the world forward. Every Pepsi refreshes the world.
Let's say you need a new tractor, but you don't want to end up like Gary. And get a good price, but have to sacrifice on features. Well, at Sears, you don't have to compromise. We let you compare features and price against the competition, so you can have total confidence in your new Craftsman mower or tractor. Proving
you get the most features for your money, guaranteed.
Prove it for yourself at SearsYardGuru.com. This weekend, save on all Craftsman Power Lawn and Garden and outdoor storage. Sears, life well spent.
Figure it out. Join the team, be an X-Man.
Still alive, baby?
That's right.
Guess? I like it. Ooh, cool.
Blue skies all around. Should be a beautiful day here. Temperatures in the upper 60s, maybe even the low 70s. Aaron Harang taking his warm-up tosses. As Bob mentioned, he has matched up with Carlos Zambrano a lot. And the Cubs hoping Z's going to come out on top today. The Cubs Pepsi lineup brought to you by Pepsi. Every Pepsi refreshes the world. This is the same lineup we saw on opening day in Atlanta. Terrio, Fukudome, and Lee. Ramirez, Bird with 2 homers. Soriano in the middle. Fontenot with 4 hits last night. Soto the catcher, and Big Z the pitcher.
Let's take a quick look at the Cincinnati Reds defensively today. Dickerson, last night's hero, Stubbs, and Jay Bruce across the outfield today. Francisco getting the start at third base. Cabrera at shortstop. Brandon Phillips with a Gold Glove to his credit at second base. Joey Votto over at first. Ryan Hannigan doing the catching today for veteran right-hander Aaron Harang. With some big numbers for the Cubs offensively in their respective careers against Aaron Harang. A lot of hits, a lot of high batting averages, a lot of home runs. Hopefully that trend will continue today.
He lost to Chris Carpenter and the Cardinals on Monday. And he has now lost 32 games since the start of 2008. The crew chief is back at the plate. Dana DeMuth, Danley, Buckner, and Eddings are on the bases. Ryan Theriot will start it. And we're underway. That's a fastball just on the outside corner for strike one. The two hits coming last night for Theriot. That's shot foul off to the right, 0-2. For Aaron Harang, he has started on opening day for the Reds each of the last 5 years. Swing and a miss as he gets Theriot on a slider.
Harang doesn't throw nearly as hard. His stuff's not nearly as crisp as it was earlier in his career, but to his credit, he's learned how to pitch with less than his best stuff. That time led Ryan Theriot right out of the strike zone with the slider off the plate away.
Kosuke back in the lineup, came off the bench last night and singled with 2 outs in the 9th, and that started a furious rally as the Cubs would load the bases before Chad Tracy grounded out to the pitcher to end the threat. Nothing but strikes from Harang here early. Well, that was a weird ball game last night. Pretty steady flow. The Cubs basically dominated the Reds in the first 7.5 innings, and then all heck broke loose. Big grand slam by Stubbs in the bottom of the 8th. Derek Lee hit a long home run in the 9th, and the Reds were able to hang on 5-4. Kosuke way out in front, and he fouls it off.
You know, Len, it's certainly easy to point the finger at the bullpen last night and say they didn't get the job done, and certainly that was the case. But when you talk to Lou, it all comes back to the offense. Had a lot of opportunities early in that ball game to blow it wide open, so the Reds didn't have the opportunity to come back in the 8th the way they did last night. But once again, as we talked about in the open, just one base hit here or there. They are getting opportunities, just not cashing them in.
And for Carlos Silva, 6 innings and just over 70 pitches. He did have a little shoulder stiffness, and that's why he came out. Doesn't seem to be anything serious. A big right-hander with a 2-2. That's cued right back to him. That looked like Kosuke was out in front and hit it off the end of the bat. That was kind of a strange swing.
Well, for those of you who like to shoot a little bit of pool, Kosuke needed to chalk up the end of the bat right here. I think you're right. He got way out in front, hit that right off the very end of the bat, just a little tapper back to the mound.
I think I know the answer, but I'll ask again for those who don't hear us every day. The more you see a starting pitcher like the Cubs facing Harang, and same thing goes for the Reds offense against Zambrano, who does it favor?
Well, I think the more you see an opposing pitcher, the advantage tends to go to the hitter. After they've seen everything a pitcher throws, it basically comes down to execution. And with 2 top of the rotation starters like Zambrano and Harang, if they're on top of their game, if they're hitting their spots, using all their pitches, it's going to be tough on any hitter. I don't care how many at-bats you've had against them in the past, but in general, the more you see a pitcher, the more comfortable you should be in that batter's box.
Low and away, 2-1. At 6'7", 261. Very rarely will Carlos Zambrano match up with somebody who's taller and heavier than he is. But that's the case today.
One of those 14 home runs came last night. One of the longest home runs we've seen Derek Lee hit in his time here with the Cubs. A tape measure blast into the upper deck and left.
Swing and a miss, so Harang goes 1-2-3 Big Z to the mound when we come back.
Can I eat heart healthy without giving up taste? Men can only try. And try.
I heard eating whole grain oats can help lower my cholesterol. It's gonna be tough. So tough.
My wife and I want to lower our cholesterol, but finding healthy food that tastes good is torturous.
Your father's suffering.
Honey Nut Cheerios taste great and can help lower cholesterol.
Be happy. Be healthy.
Try new chocolate Cheerios with a touch of delicious chocolate taste in every bite.
No, not now.
Come on, please.
Oh, great.
Nothing's worse than a dead battery. And nothing's more reliable than a Duralast battery. Engineered to start day in and day out, even under the most extreme conditions. Duralast. Proven tough. Only at AutoZone.
Where's my car? Where's my car? Where are you?
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles give you outrageous comfort all day, guaranteed.
Not too far.
Are you gelling? Dr. Scholl's.
Captain, Earth.
Life signs? Population approximately 9 billion. All Borg.
They must have done it in the past. They went back and assimilated Earth, changed history.
Now the lineup written out by Dusty Baker. Drew Stubbs had a hand in all 5 of the Reds' runs last night. Cabrera, Votto, Phillips 2 through 4. Jay Bruce struggling to start the years in right. Francisco and Dickerson lefties into the lineup against Z. And the battery is Hannigan and Harang.
And let's check out how the Cubs take the field defensively behind Big Z today. Brought to you by Pepsi. Every Pepsi refreshes the world. Soriano, Bird, Fukudome across the outfield. Kosuke rapidly getting a reputation as one of the better defensive right fielders in the National League. Ramirez, Terrio, Fondo, Lee across the infield. Soto back behind the plate this afternoon for right-hander Carlos Zambrano. Oh, just get that graphic off the screen. Don't want to see that one.
6th consecutive opening day start, and it did not go well, but trying to put that in the rearview mirror. Corner men are in against Drew Stubbs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Z has 8 wins here at Great America Ballpark, and that's the most by a visiting pitcher since this place opened in 2003. Fastball outside at 93. Swing and a miss. Hey kids, have you ever dreamt of running the bases at Wrigley Field? Now you can. The Cubs are proud to present Family Sundays at the friendly confines this spring. Purchase 4 tickets to any Sunday home game in April or May, and each child 15 and younger in your group will get the chance to run the bases following that day's game. Tickets are limited, so visit Cubs.com to order today. A quick one on Cabrera. 1-1. Cabrera hitless, but did drive in a run last night with a sac fly. Breaks his bat, but singles into right. Well, the bat ended up in about 3 different pieces.
And because of the broken bat, I think Derek Lee got fooled by how softly that ball was hit to the right side. Derek made a break for first base, expecting Mike Fondo to make the play. I think with a few steps to his right, Derek probably could have caught that line drive. That's really distracting to a fielder when you see the ball go into the hitting zone and suddenly there's 3 or 4 pieces of bat and the ball coming out of the same area. You don't always pick up the ball immediately.
One of the other secondary stories regarding last night is the Cubs held Joey Votto to an 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. And if you just said that, you'd like the Cubs' chances to win. But it was Drew Stubbs who did the damage.
See the numbers for Votto this season. He's 8 for 20 with 4 doubles against Carlos Zambrano in his career. Joey Votto has pretty good numbers against every Cubs pitcher.
Swing and a miss. Got a split working well today. 1 and 2 on Votto. In fact, Votto, Phillips, Rolen, and Bruce all went hitless. So the Cubs did a good job against the middle of their order. Derek can't get it. Fontenot does, and Z gets over to cover, and they get Votto by a couple of steps. With Cabrera now at second and 2 outs. Somewhat uncommon 4-1 put out. You'll see it every once in a while.
And you'll see it with Carlos Zambrano on the mound a lot. We know what a great athlete he is, and he gets off the mound quickly, gets over there. He saw that his first baseman had gone into the hole to make the play, and nobody was there to cover first, so Big Z gets over there in good shape to beat Joey Votto to the bag.
I think Carlos, and especially because of his offense, and that's sometimes how that Gold Glove works, might have a chance to win a Gold Glove. The only problem is he occasionally will get careless with his throws, as he did the other day, and may make a handful of errors that may keep him from getting a Gold Glove. But you're right, he's a very good athlete and fields his position generally very well. Phillips hits it hard on the ground, but right at Fontenot, knocks it down, picks it up, and that's it. Much better first inning this time around for Z. 0-0 after 1.
It's understood that if you get up to get a Budweiser, you come back with a round. How you carry that round is a matter of personal preference. There's the 6-pack Strangler, the St. Bernard, the Flock of Geese, the Marsupial, the Sherpa, the Claw, even the more advanced Labrador Retriever. But we always come back with the beer that starts with full flavor and ends with a crisp, clean finish. It's what we do. Budweiser.
Want a real good lunch at a real good price real fast? Then it's Golden Corral's legendary lunch buffet. Slow roasted pot roast, homemade meatloaf, an endless choice of delicious salads, all for one amazing low price. Only at Golden Corral.
Easy to start, easy to walk, easy to unload. The Craftsman rear-propelled mower, moving lawn care forward. Craftsman, trust in your hands.
Wow, is this
501 honey clusters? Yes.
It's delicious.
I know.
But it can't
have
have.
about half a day's worth of fiber? I assure you it does.
I was
expecting sawdust and cardboard? I know.
I can
only taste the crunchy clusters, honey, and brown sugar. No, madam, I don't have ESP.
Okay. I'll take a box. You probably already knew that.
Fiber One. Cardboard no. Delicious yes.
Hey, listen, out of sight retro night fans, just go to WGNAmerica.com for more info on your favorite TV classics.
Time now to check out today's improvement from Menards. Carlos Silva, after a couple of injury-plagued and ineffective seasons in Seattle, really bounced back last night, had a great start. There you see his numbers from last evening. Had a good sinker, good hard slider, threw a boatload of strikes. For all your home improvement needs, shop and save big money at Menards.
Ramos Ramirez fouls off as we get started in the second. One homer, that was on opening day in Atlanta. .306 lifetime hitter against Harang in 49 at-bats. Three other games starting right when we started, so we'll keep you posted. Maglio Ordonez with a bottom of the first 2-run homer to give the Tigers an early lead against Cleveland. Twins are at the White Sox today. Freddie Garcia and Scott Baker in that start. And in the National League, the Nats and the Mets from New York. Lefties Lannon and Perez. Marlon Byrd on deck. Soriano in the hole, standing on the top step of the dugout. The 1-2 bounces up there. Aaron Harang's 09 season ended over a month early because of an appendectomy. Over the last 2 years combined, 12 and 31. That's hammered, but right at Jay Bruce. Ramirez got all of it, but a line shot to the right fielder.
I've seen a pattern developing early on this season. Most teams just choosing to stay away from Aramis Ramirez. If he's going to beat him, he's going to have to beat him to the opposite field. You mentioned the home run in Atlanta, a mistake pitch that strayed over the inner part of the plate, and he golfed it out of the ballpark to left field. But for the most part, pitchers working him away, away, away.
Bird on the ground, backhanded by Cabrera, gets rid of it quickly. The stretch by Votto, 2 outs. Cub fans, don't forget to check out our WGN baseball blog on WGNTV.com. Click on the sports link, look for the blog. I have a post on the Cubs bullpen early on. There's a link to the new Baseball Project song, which has a Cubs twist. And we will debut it on Monday before the Wrigley Field home opener. Game notes from Stats, and make sure you check out Chicago baseball stories as well. Yeah, the song is called Cubs 2010. One and one to Soriano. Yeah, kind of hard to explain. Aaron Harang went 32 and 17 between 06 and 07, and it's been almost the opposite the last couple of years. A high strike.
I think part of that, Glenn, can be attributed to the transformation that he's made as a pitcher. Very early on in his career, he was a power pitcher. A lot of hard fastballs, a lot of hard sliders, but as you can see already in the early part of this ball game, mixing in a lot of slow breaking pitches, nibbling away at the corner with a slider that's kind of flat, to be quite honest with you, and using his fastball in the low 90s sparingly.
He also pitched a lot more innings. He was a 200-plus guy, but has not gotten there the last 2 seasons. Popped into short right. It's Bruce, and Harang cruising along early, scoreless through an inning and a half.
It's time for
Welcome back. These television providers all claim they have the best customer satisfaction. Gentlemen, where's the cable guy?
He'll be here between 12 and 4. DirecTV was ranked #1 in customer satisfaction 4 years running. Satisfaction wasn't even mean.
Judges. What'd I miss?
Now that you've got the truth, get DirecTV. Stay tuned.
At eHarmony, we use our in-depth personality profile to match millions of people every day.
By the time we met each other, it felt like we had known each other for years. It was the best date I ever had, the first date with him, because I was.
Start with your free profile at eHarmony.com.
Welcome to the Olive Garden Cooking School in Tuscany, where our chefs learn the secrets of Italian cooking.
Choosing the freshest ingredients is key.
But then you have to balance the flavors just right.
Secrets like how to blend 4 artisanal cheeses to create our new creamy fondue sauce that perfectly enhances seasoned steak medallions in our new grilled steak fondue and grilled chicken in our new chicken fondue.
Everything we learn here, we're bringing back to you.
Share their experience tonight with our new fondue dishes at your Olive Garden.
Can a smartphone take on all comers without flinching? It can when it's operating a cargo bay full of apps. Apps that maximize the functions of your phone. Apps that you can run while running other apps. Multitasking and taking names. Only from the ever-expanding Android market. When there's no limit to what Droid gets, there's no limit to what Droid does.
Nothing, bottom 2. Jay Bruce showing bunt with Ramirez way back. And he pulled it back and took a ball. Mentioned Mike Leake, a right-hander, is going to have to be added to the Reds roster to make his big league debut tomorrow. And when that happens, 4 of Cincinnati's most recent 6 number 1 picks will be on their active roster. One of those guys is at the plate, Homer Bailey. Drew Stubbs the others as Bruce lines out. Hey, Cub fans, don't forget to visit the WGN Sports Game Zone at WGNTV.com. Brought to you by The Great Escape. WGN Sports Game Zone at WGNTV.com is available for every Cubs game. It's brought to you by The Great Escape, pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more. Juan Francisco spelling Scott Rowland at third. Got really good power. That's going to be foul. I just want to know, did they spell his name right on the jersey? Because was it Eugenio Velez? They had the San Francisco on the back of his jersey, on the front of his jersey, spelled wrong the other day. CICSO, and nobody realized it until the game had already started. San Francisco.
Wonder if Francisco realizes that he's made this team, still wearing number 64. Usually guys get assigned a high number in spring training, as he's going to go down on strikes. Gio will throw to D-Lee to complete the put out at first base. Yeah, usually you start out with a high number in spring training, but then once you proved you make the team, they give you a real number, but he's sticking with his number 64.
Dickerson with a big bunt single. He was trying to move the runners up in the 8th inning, and he ended up being safe, and that came right before the game-winning homer.
64 is a real number, don't get me wrong, but yeah, usually once you make a big league roster, you want to get one of those numbers down in the single digits or the teens or the 20s or the 30s. I'm not great at math, but I know 64 is a real number.
Yeah, before we get emails and texts and all that, yes, Bob knows it's a real number.
It's just not a number you usually see on a big league field.
To left, Soriano backpedaling, can't get it over his head. Dickerson to second with a double. That's their second hit. First, by their second time they've had a runner in scoring position.
Dickerson hit that ball well to straightaway left field, kind of turned Soriano around. He initially turned to his left, turned back to his right, and couldn't make the leaping catch. All right, Ryan Hannigan, the catcher, making his way to the plate. Not a strong offensive player, but he's a better batter than the guy in the on-deck circle, Aaron Harang. If Zambrano falls behind in the count here, you might see him put him on first base and take your chances with Aaron Harang.
Downstairs, ball one. By the way, when you check out our WGN baseball blog, we have the Wrigley Field renovation tour video up on the blog, so check that out as the Cubs get set for the opener Monday, which will be right here on WGN. That's a base hit into the left field corner. Dickerson will score as Hannigan makes it 1-0 Reds.
Yourself at home, why not just go ahead and walk Ryan Hannigan? I mean, normally you defer to the veteran pitcher on the mound. Carlos Zambrano doesn't like to give in to anybody. And if you can retire that number 8 hitter with 2 outs in the inning, you have Aaron Harang leading off the 3rd inning, which is the same thing as starting the inning with 1 out.
Backhanded on the short hop by Ramirez, and that's that. But they rally with 2 outs and take an early 1-0 lead.
I used to use credit cards. Then a friend of mine told me about Green Dot.
Introducing Green Dot prepaid MasterCard and Visa debit cards.
I preload the card so I can't get into trouble by spending too much.
I use my card to shop online, pay bills.
And with Green Dot, there are no overdraft fees and no penalty fees ever.
When I need more money in the card, I just go back to the store and reload it.
No credit check to get one. Simply buy it at these major stores for only $4.95. Or get yours online right now for free at greendot.com.
You have heel pressure.
Huh. You have high arches.
Really?
People everywhere are discovering what's really going on with their feet. You have flat feet.
I do?
Foot care scientists are behind Dr. Scholl's Custom Fit Orthotic Center.
As flat as Kansas, sir.
That's flat.
Whoa.
Its unique foot mapping technology identifies the areas you put the most pressure on, then recommends the custom fit orthotic that's best for your feet for customized comfort all day long. For locations, see drscholls.com.
Let's say you need a new tractor, but you don't want to end up like Gary. And get a good price, but have to sacrifice on features. Well, at Sears, you don't have to compromise. We let you compare features and price against the competition, so you can have total confidence in your new Craftsman mower or tractor. Proving
you get the most features for your money, guaranteed.
Prove it for yourself at SearsYardGuru.com. This weekend, save on all Craftsman Power Lawn and Garden and outdoor storage. Sears, life well spent.
Hey, listen, out-of-sight Retro Night fans, just go to WGNAmerica.com for more info on your favorite TV classics.
Ray!
I think you got him.
Time now to take a look at the Budweiser Thirst Cam. Today we feature the Strokes with their song Someday. With full flavor and a crisp finish, it's what we do.
The catcher Hannigan giving the Reds a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the order for the Cubs, and a strike on Mike Fontenot. He had 3 hits last night. Going into that 9th inning, originally a ball he hit to short was called an error on Paul Janisch, and just after the game they changed it to an infield single. So he went 4 for 5. He was at 167 prior to this series. He's now at 455.
You can have some radical number swings early in the season if you have a 4-hit game, or by the same token, if you have an over. That average can really climb in a hurry, can really go down in a hurry.
The Cubs without a base runner early against Harang, who works from the first base side of the rubber. Don't miss the action as the Cubs battle the Houston Astros on Sunday, April 18th at Wrigley Field. Game time is 1:20, but be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 fans get a Cubs winter scarf, which we hope you don't have to use until December. Compliments of Pepsi. But I think you and I will both grab one, because before about June 15th, you never know. Outside corner on Soto, back in the lineup for the first time since Wednesday night. Aaron Harang is from San Diego. Made his major league debut with the Oakland A's. He was actually taken by Texas in 1999, 6th rounder out of San Diego State. Boy, his slider's been really good early. He's getting a lot of swings and misses.
And we've seen a lot of very hard sliders in the early going this season. Guys that throw their sliders 88, 90 miles an hour. Harang at 82, but he spots it well. Starts it just inside of the outside corner, breaks it off the plate.
Got him on a fastball for his third strikeout.
Well, this is the same location where he started the slider on the pitch before, just inside of the outside corner of the plate. After chasing a pitch off the plate away, Soto lays off what he thought was another slider, turned out to be a fastball right on the corner.
Zambrano, 3-time Silver Slugger Award winner, including last year. 20 career home runs. That's a Cubs record among pitchers. 0 for 1 on the season. Harang has not been forced to work from the stretch yet. Cubs have not had a base runner, and that's going to continue through 3 innings as Harang mowing them down 1-0 Reds.
Forward faster, never looking back, going up, going down, to the top and to the track. Gotta flip, flop, fly, gotta catch me if you try. Gotta slip, zig, slide, never running, never hiding.
The energy drink for your feet. ZigTech. They get more train, less pain.
Increase in 6 feet! Back it up!
When business travel leaves you drained, recharge with Comfort Suites. Spacious rooms, free high-speed internet, and free hot breakfast. Comfort Suites. Power up. Now, stay 2 separate times with Comfort Suites or any Choice Hotel and earn a free night. Book at choicehotels.com.
So word's getting out that Geico can help people save in even more ways. On motorcycle insurance, RV, camper, boat insurance. Nice work, everyone.
Well, it's easy for him. He's a cute little lizard. Gecko, actually. With all due respect, if I was tiny and green and had a British accent, I'd have more folks paying attention to me, too. I mean, well, save money. Pip-pip cheerio.
British? I thought you were Australian.
Well, it's funny you should ask, because actually, I'm from...
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Charcoal went out already? Forget it. There's more barbecue time in every bag of Kingsford charcoal. Kingsford. Slow down and grill.
White Sox Twins, Sunday, 1:30 East, 10:30 West on WGN America.
Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN TV is sponsored in part by the Illinois Lottery Mega Millions. Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot is $105 million.
Good to see your cousin here.
Yeah, our fan club rode in on a bike.
It was a tandem bike, but only one person was actually on it. Well, the Cubs up against an ace at his best, and Carlos Zambrano trying to keep him close. Stubbs into the hole. Terrio's throw is going to be late. Stubbs just simply beat it out.
But for batters that run well, and Drew Stubbs runs extremely well, if you can make that shortstop move more than 3 or 4 steps into the hole it's short, it's going to be tough to get him at first base. You can see Stubbs leg that out easily. Long strides for the red center fielder.
Brings up Cabrera, who is 1 for 1. Ramirez and, of course, Lee holding the runner on, playing in at the corners, and Z throws over. Carlos, by the way, stayed in Chicago over the winter for the first time in his career. From Venezuela. Runner goes. That was a hit and run, and Cabrera, protecting that runner, went out of the zone to foul it off. Although I thought Stubbs got a pretty good jump.
Yeah, he did get a decent jump over there at first base, but we know how quick to the plate Carlos Zambrano can be. It's not a high proposition risk to try to steal bases against Carlos. Most teams choose to use the hit and run, and that's what Dusty went to right there with Cabrera. Very early on in Drew Stubbs' young career, I got a feeling he's going to evolve into a real good base stealer.
One thing to keep an eye on this year for Zambrano is his pitch selection. Last season he threw the smallest percentage of fastballs he has ever thrown in his career, and that's because he threw more cutters than he had ever thrown. And he has essentially decided to scrap the cutter and get back to his bread and butter pitch, which is the sinker.
There were times last year that cutter was a very good pitch for him, and I think it still will be a good pitch for him this year from time to time. When you face an opposing hitter twice in a ball game, and the left-handed batter's making his way up for his third at bat, and he has not seen that cutter yet in a ball game, that can be a very effective pitch to get in on the hands of a left-handed hitter. But last year Carlos used it to excess.
Used his splitter a lot. I just think in general he did get away from his best pitch. Called strike 3 to get Cabrera.
Now the veteran Cabrera caught looking for something else on a 2-strike count. Nice sinking fastball right on the outside corner. Nothing to do but walk back to the dugout after that one.
You know, I thought you made the best point after the dismal performance on Monday about Big Z. We can sit here and talk about his mental state of mind and all the other things kind of around this team, but the bottom line is his pitches, his location, and his execution. Those are the #1 things. Now those other areas might affect the mechanics of what he does on the mound, but the bottom line is when he's right, he has one of the best sinkers in baseball.
He's not a comfortable at bat for opposing hitters. If you talk to hitters around the National League, Carlos Zambrano will usually be near the top of the list for guys you do not want to face just because of the stuff that he features out there on the mound. But he just didn't have his good stuff in Atlanta on opening day.
Long pause. Now the pitch inside. Don't have to tell you, you have to be a bit careful in this spot against Joey Votto. Hitters count. He's been quiet so far in the series, but you know it's just a matter of time. Didn't even think about swinging. 3-0.
So Carlos didn't know that. He threw him a split-finger fastball at the knees that bottomed out of the strike zone because he assumed that Votto was going to be letting it fly right there on the 2-0 count.
Outside corner, 3-1.
Much better life on that fastball in the early going today. Watch that late movement. Sinks it just near the outside corner to get the called strike on the 3-0 count.
Stubbs was leading you to believe he was going to head to second. And a pretty safe count to run. And he throws it away, and Stubbs will get second. Second error in as many starts for Zambrano.
Trying to catch Stubbs working for his maximum lead over there at first base. Threw it back into the runner a little bit. We talk about Carlos's delivery to home plate, and he's at his best when he has good movement. Well, occasionally when he throws the ball to the bases, either on a pickoff attempt or after fielding a ground ball, he gets the same kind of movement. That one got away from Derek Lee, allowing Stubbs to advance into scoring position.
And now even more reason to be careful with Votto with first base open. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop Terrio, who is shaded up the middle. So Stubbs at third, but there are 2 outs. On plays like that, Bob, we should point out more often about the advanced scouting reports. Alan Trammell in the outfield, Mike Quaddy, the positioning of the defenders. There's a reason Ryan Terrio was playing where he was. Obviously, there was a runner at second, but Votto hit it right to him.
You know, guys can always cross you up, get a little out in front of a pitch or a little behind a pitch, but that's not just willy-nilly where you put your defenders out there behind a certain pitcher. It's a lot of history. You look back at the spray charts from past years and see where a guy usually hits the ball. If it's a fastball, where does he usually hit it? If it's an off-speed pitch, and if you watch closely, if the fielders for the Cubs and for every team will make subtle changes from pitch to pitch, maybe just a step, maybe a step and a half in one direction or the other, based on those spray charts from the past.
Perry Hill, the fantastic infield coach, once told me range is positioning. And if you're out of position, doesn't matter how much range you have, you're probably not going to make the play. High and deep, Bird tracking on the warning track, and it's gone. A leaping attempt, but Bird couldn't get it, and Brandon Phillips just hit his first home run of the year.
Advantage he can get against Carlos Zambrano, and a 2-0 count is a huge advantage. He guessed right, got a sinker in the middle of the plate, and golfed it on top of that Reds bullpen just to the left of straightaway center field.
3-0 Reds. It's in a similar area where Drew Stubbs hit the game-winning grand slam last night, although Stubbs hit his a little better. Bruce lifts it into shallow center, trying to find Marlon Byrd through the smoke after the fireworks. He makes the catch. The inning is over. 3-0 Reds.
Pizza holdout Scott Scheuer still hadn't tried Domino's inspired new pizza until now. Domino's Pizza. So what do you think?
Aren't really good. We want to hear from all the holdouts. Now get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for just $5.99 each.
Nutrisystem D, the clinically tested program for losing weight and reducing blood sugar. We're here with Charlie Manuel, world champion baseball manager.
I had let myself go, gained weight, and wound up with type 2 diabetes. So I made the call to lose weight and turn to Nutrisystem D.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, Mike. Come on down here, guy.
Based on over 35 years of weight loss research and the science of the low glycemic index diet, high in fiber and full of good carbs, people on Nutrisystem D lost up to 16 times more weight, reduced their A1C, and lowered their blood sugar levels 5 times more than those in the control group.
We are not alone. Lots of people have lost weight on Nutrisystem D and lowered their blood sugar.
You choose from over 130 menu options. With the help of our customers, Nutrisystem has reached its goal of donating $250,000 to the American Diabetes Association in its movement to help stop diabetes. Order now and you can enjoy 2 weeks of delicious meals free. Nutrisystem D. Lose weight and live better. Call or click today.
I know you're all about self-reliance, fighting your own battles, and standing up for yourself. As your friend, you need therapy.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced nor retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
The 2010 Chicago Cubs baseball season on WGN is brought to you by Bud Light. The sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Brandon Phillips giving the Reds a 3-run lead with his 2-run homer deep to left center field.
The second time through the order now for Harang. Panterio greets him with a single to left. Time to check out who's moving forward with Toyota. Kosuke Fukudome likes the early part of the season. In March and April, a career .331 batter. Toyota and your local Toyota dealers, official partner of the Chicago Cubs. And because his best numbers are early, I think the early rest might help him when we get into the dog days of summer.
Not only that, with Xavier Nady on the roster this year, it gives him a potential platoon partner against some of those tough lefties that he struggled against in the past.
First time Harang has had to work from the stretch. Slide step and a knockdown by Hannigan as Terrio tries to get to second, and he will. And he was going to take off for third. Good job by Terrio as he ran into the shortstop Cabrera. C.B. Buckner telling him he has to stay at second. Boy, that looked like obstruction to me.
No question about it. I mean, unintentional obstruction, but obstruction nonetheless. Cabrera was in Terrio's path as he turned to run to third base. I think Buckner's saying, you know, you were 87 feet away from third base. That was an obstruction, but that's, in my opinion, that's the wrong call. The rule book doesn't say anything about where the obstruction takes place. Forget another obvious mistake by C.B. Buckner. That was heads-up base running by Ryan Terrio. Saw that pitch headed for the dirt, got a great jump into second base, and when Hannigan's throw briefly got away into center field, it looked to me like he had every intention of advancing on to third base, but made contact with the Red shortstop, and no call by second base umpire C.B. Buckner.
Every time it looks like Lou's going to head back to the dugout, he keeps going, and now Dana DeMuth interrupts.
Well, you see the good read by Terrio. Hannigan jumps on the wild pitch quickly, but his throw is poor to second base, and right there, Buckner immediately shaking his head no. We'll get another look at it from this angle. The poor throw to second base gets through Cabrera. He's standing right in line and really didn't make much effort to get out of the way of Ryan Terrio. And initially, Brandon Phillips was there to back up the play, but the ball got past him as well into shallow center field, and that's when Terrio decided to make a break toward third base and made contact with Cabrera.
So at any rate, he is at second after the wild pitch, and it's 1-1 on Kosuke. Thought about a bunt, took it outside. Long look by Harang, gets the sign from Hannigan, a look at the runner, and a deep drive to right for Kosuke. Gone! His first homer of the season, and just like that, it's 3-2.
That's one thing about this ballpark. You're never completely out of a ball game. Let's check out our BMW Ultimate Drive. Kosuke Fukudome going way back to right field. Well, that nullifies that poor call at second base as Terrio scores ahead of the Fukudome home run. Hurry into the BMW Spring Sales Drive now through April 30th.
So a two-run blast by Fukudome. Lead to right. This will be Bruce on the move. It's a very calm day in terms of the wind. But the ball really flies here, particularly during the day. Up the middle, Harang slows it down and has time to get a Ramos.
You know, in this ballpark, it reminds me a little bit of Coors Field back before the days of the humidor ball, when you were never out of a ball game. As long as you still had at bats left in the game, you still had a chance to get back in it. And that's the way I feel about this yard here, because it's so small. The ball jumps extremely well, especially to right field. And well, the Cubs have plenty of outs left in this game.
A great home run ballpark. We've seen a couple to basically the deepest part of the park off Reds bats. Derek Lee hit one into the second deck out in left last night, and it was Kosuke today. Marlon Byrd lifts, and this will be Bruce again. So a 1-2-3 for Harang after Fukudome hit the homer. It's now 3-2 Reds.
Ray.
I think you got him.
Hi, it's Rick Dees here, and be sure to catch Out of Sight Retro Night Sunday right here on WGN America. Make it #1 on your countdown.
To stay on top of my game after 50, I switched to a complete multivitamin with more. Only one a day men's 50+ Advantage has ginkgo for memory and concentration, plus support for heart health. That's a great call.
One a day men's.
Hey, is that a new Blizzard cup?
Yeah, Dairy Queen has this crazy Blizzard mobile driving around the country, giving away free samples. Hey, look, there it goes.
Celebrate the Blizzard's 25th with the new Caramel Brownie Blizzard. Gooey caramel and real brownie pieces. Then follow the party tour at DQ.com.
Hey, Uncle Bob.
Hey. Oh, Bud Light.
Here we go.
This is a hospital. You're sick.
This party's gonna be sick. Whoop. What's up, guys? Room 324. Refill this with ice. Clear. You'll need this, trust me. Bud Light and 324. We gotta ice these down!
It's the sure sign of a good time. The just right taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
Nurse costumes, I like it.
Where's my car? Where's my car? Where are you?
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles give you outrageous comfort all day, guaranteed.
Not too far.
Are you gelling? Dr. Scholl's.
Cubs right fielder Kosuke Fukudome with a 2-run homer, negating the Brandon Phillips 2-run shot. So it's 3-2. And a foul strike on the third baseman Francisco. A 1-1. Topper right off the plate kicks foul. Big boost for the Mets today. They get their shortstop and leadoff man back, Jose Reyes. Hamstring problems last year, just 36 games. A hyperactive thyroid knocked him out of much of spring training, but he's back. Swing and a miss, but it kicks away from Soto. The throw to first, and Derek had to come off the bag to get the toss. So a strikeout, yet they have the leadoff man on. It's a wild pitch on Z.
It looked like a blockable pitch for Giovanni Soto. When you're catching Carlos Zambrano, you have to assume that on any delivery that ball could end up in the dirt, whether it's the sinker, the slider, the splitter. That one just got away from Gio. It'll go down as a wild pitch because the ball was in the dirt, but probably should have been blocked.
Dickerson doubled and scored in the second. Coy Hill started the last 2 games. And Lou has pretty much said for Gio to stay in the lineup, he has to hit. Coy is a better defensive catcher, and Soto, coming off a very disappointing offensive season last year, did not have a great spring either. Inside. This is the 30th start for Zambrano against the Reds. He has beaten them 15 times. Probably go over the 200 inning mark in his career versus Cincinnati. A swing and a foul tip on a splitter. 1-2. He has gone into the 7th in each of his last 7 starts against the Reds, going back to late '07. And he has really shut him down, but they've gotten him early today. Full count, 3-2.
Saw Carlos reminding himself as he came off the mound after delivering that last pitch. He kind of dropped his elbow down to his side and then put his arm up above his shoulder, reminding himself to stay on top of the pitch. When he lets that elbow drop down, everything flattens out.
Runner not going, and it's smacked into right. Francisco's going to have to stop at second. Kosuke throwing the ball right to Terrio on the bag.
talk a lot about the little things, and we've talked a lot about the little things concerning Kosuke Fukudome and the way he plays the game. He doesn't wait to see if that runner's going to turn the bag at second and try to go to third. He just comes up firing. Talk about it all the time. Once that ball is in the air, the runner has to stop. He doesn't know if it's on line. He doesn't know how strong the throw is. Kosuke gets to it and gets rid of it quickly, and that holds the runner.
Hannigan with an RBI single in the second. Looks like some relievers are starting to just stretch out in the Cubs pen, just in case. Francisco tagging, Bird getting behind the ball, and no chance for the runner to advance a base. Traveling this season? Well, take the Cubs with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Cubs game live or on demand on your computer. Visit Cubs.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. As Bob mentioned, Harang not a good hitter. He has hit under 100 in his career. He does, however, have one home run, and that came against the Cubs. He bunts. Zambrano picks it up and throws to Fontenot at first. It's a sacrifice for Harang. To the top, and Stubbs for the third time. Stubbs was brought up in mid-August last year when Willie Taveras went to the DL and finished the year as a everyday center fielder. He did not start on opening day this year, but has started every game since, and he had a career night last night. 1-1.
Well, he's got a long way to go to establish himself as a legitimate everyday major league player, but certainly he's got all the tools. The leadoff hitter with the power to hit the ball 430 feet. Can steal a base, can leg out a bunt, plays solid defense in center field.
Never been a guy who's hit a ton of home runs in the minors, but occasional pop. His career high in home runs, 12 back in A-ball in nearby Dayton in 07. To say the Dayton Dragons. Does that sound right?
It sounds right.
Midwest League. Two and two with 2 on and 2 down. Hooked foul.
You know, talking about that power as your career progresses and your power develops. Had a long chat with Dave Keller, the Cubs minor league hitting coordinator this spring, and he echoes the sentiments of many hitting coaches. You'd rather have a hitter who establishes himself as a good hitter, knows his own strike zone, can make contact, hits the ball from foul line to foul line. You can teach a guy like that to develop power as his career goes on, as opposed to a guy who comes up from high school or college, swings for the fences. He'll hit a lot of home runs, but he's not a good hitter. Those are the kind of guys that get chewed up the further they move up the ladder.
Yeah, we've seen guys power develop at this level as opposed to the minors. Z pumped up as he fans Stubbs and keeps it a 3-2 game after 4.
It's time for...
Welcome back. These television providers all claim they have the best customer satisfaction. Gentlemen, where's the cable guy?
He'll be here between 12 and 4. DirecTV was ranked #1 in customer satisfaction 4 years running. Satisfaction? What does that even mean?
Judges. What'd I miss?
Now that you've got the truth, get DirecTV. Stay tuned.
No, not now.
Come on, please.
Oh, great.
Nothing's worse than a dead battery. And nothing's more reliable than a Duralast battery. Engineered to start day in and day out, even under the most extreme conditions. Duralast. Proven tough. Only at AutoZone.
Trouble finding the perfect taco seasoning?
¿Por qué no probamos esto?
Old El Paso, a special blend of seasoning for especially delicious tacos. Feed your fiesta.
Kids are hungry after school. That's why I always have Totino's pizza rolls. Big pizza taste in a bite-sized roll. Kids can't resist their delicious pizza flavor. Totino's pizza rolls, the pizza way to snack.
WGN America has something really big going on.
Right up here.
You can't miss it. The Dancin' Doubleheader. Weekdays only on WGN America.
Now time for the 5th inning, brought to you by Subway. Hey, Chicagoland viewers, how would you like to win 5 $5 footlongs from Subway? Just be the 500th texter to text Subway to 97999. Go to WGNTV.com for complete info and rules. 3-2 Cincinnati, 5th inning. Harang to Soriano in the dirt. 2-0. That'd be a good look for you, Bob. I think the shirt, the hair.
Wow.
Look like he's got a couple of World Series championship rings.
Joe Dirt at the ball game today. Oh, brother. Well, personally, I think the mullet never went out of style myself.
Right. Can't grow it in the front, grow it in the back. 3-1. Here it is. Good swing. Fouled it off. Every day's a good day for ice cream.
I don't know about last night. Might not have been a great night for ice cream.
Oh, no, it's always a good night.
It was chilly here last night, but that would hit the spot this afternoon in the sunshine.
The payoff delivery, high in the air, well hit for Soriano. We are tied. So all 3 Cubs starting outfielders, and you can add Tyler Colvin to the mix, have gone deep on this trip.
Ball on the outer part of the plate. Get another look. A slider that just never took the break. Stayed over that outside part of the plate. Soriano reached out and got the barrel of the bat on it. Hit that ball well back into the bleachers in left field.
So the Cubs using the home run ball to erase A 3-0 deficit over the last 2 innings for Soriano. Career homer number 291. Fontenot lofting to right center. Bruce has been busy today. It's even more important for Soriano now batting in an RBI spot to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Now he just so happened to be leading off that inning. He's going to come up a lot more often with men on than in the past when he batted first. Soto caught looking his first time. Too early to say any sort of major trends have developed, but this is game 5 and the Cubs have relied very heavily on the home run. We say it all the time as that hand came off the bat. We see that occasionally from Gio. You never don't want home runs. Home runs are good, but when you don't hit them, you have to find other ways.
Yeah, home runs are never a bad thing offensively for a ball club, but you're absolutely right. You're going to face the occasional opposing pitcher who's on top of his game, and you're not going to get the opportunity to hit the ball in the seats and win a ball game. So on those days, that's when you have to kind of piece it together a little bit.
Harangues 2-2 got him looking again.
Tickets are selling quickly, but there's still time to get great seats for April and May games. Bleacher seats are still available as well. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com, call 1-800-THE-CUBS, or visit the Wrigley Field box office.
Zambrano back in it at 3-3. He's got his Cubs blue snow cone. The only problem I've ever had with a snow cone, I'd rather just have the liquid and just forget the ice. You know what I mean? That's the best part of it. Zambrano has struck out twice, but it's a 3-3 tie after the Soriano leadoff blast.
Hi, I'm Dan Hesse, CEO of Sprint. We're so confident in the improvements we've made to our network, our phones, our plans, and to customer service that we're offering you this simple guarantee. Join us, and if you're not completely happy with Sprint within 30 days, we'll give you your money back. Pretty simple, huh?
The Sprint Free Guarantee. Learn more at sprint.com/guarantee.
Hot fudge sundae. Ooh, frosted blueberry.
Over 25 flavors of Kellogg's Pop-Tarts, and they're all for fun and fun for all. Pop-Tarts, made for fun.
We send them off each day. Our future leaders, explorers, great thinkers. They're the future of America. So let's bring them up right and give them our cheese. American cheese, Kraft singles. Put it in their lunchboxes. Heck, put it right in their mouths. It's made with milk, never oil like some other slices. A country is only as good as its cheese. Good thing ours doesn't have a bunch of holes in it. Kraft singles, the American cheese.
I love working with animals, but my allergies put me in a fog. So now I'm Claritin Clear. Claritin works great on all my allergies, like dust, mold, pollen, or pets, without making me drowsy. Because I want to be alert around this big guy. Live Claritin Clear, indoors and out.
Fred Sanko from Plainfield is today's Hit the Jackpot with Powerball contestant. If the Cubs hit a homer in the next inning, Fred will win 100 chances to win the Powerball jackpot. And tonight's jackpot worth $150 million. Soriano tied it with a home run as we get into the last of the fifth. Cabrera, Votto, and Phillips against Zambrano. Slider is outside, 2-0. To Orlando Cabrera. First year with the Reds. His brother Holbert Cabrera is a former Red. Inside, 3-0. Called strike.
I'll tell you, Len, regardless of the outcome of this ball game today, Carlos Zambrano's stuff has reassured me. He's got that good sinker going again today that was not there for him in Atlanta.
The 3-2 hit sharply on the ground. Fontenot down to throw to Lee. Got him. What a play by Mike Fontenot. How about the accuracy on this throw?
That's what I was going to say, Len. This is really two good plays. One to get to the ball, and then another to make an accurate throw as you're falling over backwards, throwing across your body, and he put it right on the money to Derek Lee to get the out at first base. That's a great defensive play.
So Fontenot all smiles as he helped Big Z get that all-important leadoff man. I'm sure an appreciation for it. Carlos will pat him on the top of the head. Thanks, little guy.
Yeah, reach down and pat him on the top of the head.
They have a special relationship. I like the one where Z will lift his hand up as if to give Fontenot a high five, and Mike can't reach it. Another full count. 3-2 on Votto with Brandon Phillips in the on-deck circle. That felled Joey Votto. Not quite sure where it got him. Maybe the back leg.
And we'll get another look here. Zambrano throwing that slider. Yeah, it got him just above the left knee, the back leg, and down he goes.
Another 3-2 is off the plate inside. He wanted it, didn't get it.
Yeah, I like the way the Cubs have pitched to Joey Votto, even though this one did not go Carlos's way. It looked like a sinker that was just a little bit up. Maybe off the plate inside as well, but they're keeping Joey Votto honest on that inside part of the plate. So many of the home runs and so much of the damage that he's done against the Cubs in the past has come to the opposite field, and he's got good opposite field power.
Runner goes. Here's a throw by Soto. Got him. First time he's nailed a runner. So Votto, after fouling a ball off his left leg, took off, and the Cubs nailed him.
I think Votto tried to use the element of surprise there, assuming that Zambrano wasn't going to pay him a lot of attention. He just took off on Carlos's first movement, but Gio puts it right on the money to Fontenot for the caught stealing at second base.
Z is as good as any pitcher, as you alluded to, in shutting down the running game. Very few teams even try to run when he's on the mound because he gets rid of it so quickly.
Yeah.
Caught just a bit of the bat, makes it a foul ball.
The only other right-hander that jumps to mind immediately is former Cub and a former teammate of mine with the Giants, Rick Russell, a guy who used to unload the ball to home plate in less than a second at times. Used the slide step every pitch, and he was nearly impossible to run on as well.
Well, Z really wanted that one as Dana DeMuth is glaring at him and looking over at Lou Piniella, I think, telling him you better calm him down.
That's that comeback sinker just off of the outside corner. And I know there's a lot of umpires in the major leagues that will call that pitch, but Dana DeMuth did not.
Fly ball the other way. Bird and Fukudome conversion, and it's Bird making the catch. It's 3-3 after 5.
Wait! I think you got him.
Welcome to my new abode. This is awesome. Wow.
Who knew you were so environmentally responsible?
Yeah. Enviro what?
Your house made of empty Bud Light cans.
Oh, they're not empty.
Oh, here we go. Yeah! There's Bud Light in the fridge made of Bud Light.
It's the sure sign of a good time. Just right taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
Look, a window. Sorry, honey.
Dear PlayStation, I know in God of War 3 you're this Kratos guy seeking vengeance against the gods, but since my boyfriend got it, he's been totally ignoring me.
Okay. Oh. Okay, hold on.
Hello?
Thanks for coming.
God of War 3. Rated M for mature.
PlayStation.
Hey, those gecko ringtones you put on our website are wonderful. People love them.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Turned out nice.
Got another one for you.
At Geico.com, it's easy to get a free rate quote, manage your policy, make payments, or even file a claim.
Now that's a ringtone.
Yeah, it's interesting. Certainly not the worst ringtone I've ever heard. Yeah, that might be the worst.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Tied up at 3. Hey, fans, Subway is now open for breakfast. Try the low-fat Western egg white muffin melt made the way you want. Build your better breakfast at Subway today. Subway, eat fresh.
Excellent glove work by Mike Fontenot, helping out Carlos Zambrano, as Ryan Theriot leads off the 6th in a 3-3 deadlock. Larry Rothschild, former bullpen and pitching coach here in Cincinnati under Lou Piniella. 20th anniversary of the Reds' 4-game sweep. Huge upset over Tony La Russa's Oakland A's in the 1990 World Series. In fact, Lou came back for Reds Fest this past offseason as they had a 20-year reunion.
Jose Rio and Eric Davis, Current first base coach Billy Hatcher.
Chris Sabo. Yep. I think Paul O'Neill was on that team. The Nasty Boys in the bullpen. Harangues 2-2. He's run it full. Fukudome with a homer today. He's next. Sharply hit on the ground right at a kneeling Brandon Phillips. They've been playing pro baseball here in Cincinnati since 1869. The oldest pro franchise was known as the Red Stockings. So the Cincinnati Red Stockings beat the Cincinnati Great Westerns 45-9 in the first ever pro baseball game. They called that the Stagecoach Series.
45-9. And the Red Stockings were still bunting late in the game. It started all kinds of trouble.
They were baseball's version of the Harlem Globetrotters. They won their first 130 games. They didn't lose until the following year. And Kosuke again to deep right. Bruce back on this one. Right up against the wall. Makes the catch.
Did good. Just got under it a little bit. Kosuke picking on that high fastball. That ball was up around the letters. A little bit of a bat flip there. I think he might have thought he got more of it than he really did. Chases Jay Bruce all the way to the wall in right field.
Kosuke has never hit 2 homers in a major league game. He has now hit 214 in his professional career. That includes 192 in Japan. Ball 2 to Derek. There's strike 1. Harangue back in at 2-2. Derek hit one way out in the 9th inning last night off their closer Cordero to make it a 1-run deficit.
Man, Tyler Colvin was called out at first base on a bang play preceding the Derek Lee home run.
They should play the what-if game.
And we showed several replays. A very close play, but I do think the umpires got the call right. Didn't need a replay on Derek's home run, though. You did need a GPS to find the ball. I know that. That was way back in the upper deck.
Driven out into right center, a base hit. That keeps the inning alive for Ramirez. Always good to see former Cubs announcer and your former partner Tom Brenneman, now the voice of the Reds, and maybe a future voice of the Reds, a 3rd generation Brenneman. doing a little homework in the booth.
That's Luke Brenneman and Tom's partner Jeff Brantley over on the TV side in the booth right next to us.
Pretty neat. Tom gets to work with his dad, Marty, the Hall of Famer. Ramirez asking for and given time by Dana DeMuth.
Yeah, Marty Brenneman at times has infuriated Cub fans throughout the years. He makes no bones about it. He's not afraid to speak his mind, and occasionally he rubs some opposing fans the wrong way, but that's why the Reds fans love him.
An average lead by Derek at first. Here's a pitch. Didn't mean to, and Aramis rifled that right into the home dugout. Derek used to run a lot more than he does now.
And that pickoff move to first base wasn't designed to pick Derek Lee off. That was just Aaron Harang saying, yes, I know you're over there, and I'm going to pay attention to you so you don't get a walking lead and try to steal second base.
Last year, Derek Lee in 141 games only attempted one stolen base. He was successful. But there was a time 6 or 7 years ago when you could count on 15 to 20 every year. I don't think he's necessarily slower than he used to be, but the Cubs are not as aggressive as maybe the manager would like. But, you know, you put Derek Lee on in front of Aramis Ramirez, you don't want to be running into too many outs.
Yeah, a lot of times the determining factor is who are the hitters coming up behind you when you're on first base, and obviously what's the game situation. He's going to run. Well, he wanted to. He was leaning towards second base, and Harang did what a good pitcher will do, just hold the ball. Eventually, that runner over there at first base has to regain his balance, and when Derek did regain his balance and get back on both feet, that's when Harang delivered the ball to home plate. Just ever so slightly a false feint towards second base that time before getting back to first on the pickoff attempt. Of course, the great equalizer is the pitch out, and with Harang ahead in the count 1-2, this would be a good time for the Reds to waste one if they thought Derek Lee was going to run.
He was leaning, and they got him. Harang finally got him, and that ends the inning. 3-3 from Cincy.
Hey! I think you got him.
Increase in 6 feet! Back it up!
When business travel leaves you drained, recharge with Comfort Suites. Spacious rooms, free high-speed internet, and free hot breakfast. Comfort Suites. Power up. Now, stay 2 separate times with Comfort Suites or any Choice Hotel and earn a free night. Book at choicehotels.com.
I have big news for everybody with frequent heartburn. Let me show you. There's a new 24-hour heartburn formula that's different. It's called Zegrid OTC. Only Zegrid OTC has both prescription strength medicine and a special ingredient to allow its powerful medicine to be quickly absorbed. Zegrid OTC controls and suppresses acid all day and all night. There's a brilliant new idea in heartburn relief. New Zegrid OTC. Discover the difference.
No way.
Here it is. It's your new Craftsman lawn tractor.
She is a beaut.
Yeah, now it's all set up, and I can give you a demo right now so you can start mowing right away.
No thanks. Let's do that demo after all.
Right.
Expert Blue Crew setup, exclusive Blue Crew home demos. This weekend, save on all Craftsman power lawn and garden and outdoor storage. Sears, life well spent.
Hi, this is Rick Dees, and don't forget to catch Out of Sight Retro Night. Don't want to miss that.
Oh, goody.
Sunday beginning at 6 East, 3 West on WGN America.
3-3 Cubs and Reds. One way to not lose your ticket is to staple it to the side of your head.
Derek Lee wanted to run with 2 outs in the inning, and Aaron Harang knew he wanted to run. Several pickoff attempts over at first base, and finally on the last one they caught Derek leaning. Votto applied the tag to the armpit before Derek could get his hand back on the bag.
Jay Bruce battling an offer. Offer's last 15. Stands out a lot more early on in the season. Down to 0.59. You can hide a slump in June a lot better than you can in April.
Players talk about the first 100 at-bats of the season, trying to get some kind of a respectable average, get your numbers to a point where it's not embarrassing to look up at the scoreboard and see it 0.59 after your name.
A leadoff walk bringing up Juan Francisco. Any sort of trouble this inning, and we'll probably see some action in the Cubs bullpen. Here's a pitch, big cut and a miss. I see a little Kung Fu Panda there working.
Yeah, a little bit, you know, we see Juan Francisco infrequently, but those who see him on a regular basis say this young man is a really, really good hitter. Twice he's been named the Reds minor league hitter of the year. So he really doesn't have anything left to prove at that level. And they say occasionally he'll go out of the zone and chase some bad pitches, but when you see him on an everyday basis, they think he's going to be a real good one.
He's listed. You ready for this? 6'2", 180.
Okay.
Not buying 180.
That came out of his 8th grade yearbook.
Outside. 2-1.
Hey, Cubs fans, this season it's easier than ever to find the seats you want or sell tickets to games that you can't make on StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Chicago Cubs. You'll find great seats and great service on StubHub all season, so go to StubHub.com and choose your seat today.
Pryor and Maddox fans here. Two and two.
Carlos has used that slider to the left-handed hitters in this Reds lineup with great success. Look at the downward movement on that pitch. Francisco swings right over the top.
And he struck him out. Got him on a splitter that time, or a changeup. And that is his 6th strikeout of the day.
3rd strikeout of the game for Francisco. He did reach back in the 4th inning after striking out on a wild pitch, but Some wild swings that time from Juan Francisco.
Chris Dickerson has 2 hits in 2 trips. Bruce walked to start the inning. He's still at first. But Chris Dickerson laid down one of the best bunts you will see. He was just simply trying to move the runners up. He feathered it toward third and ended up with an infield hit.
And he put it in a position that created some indecision between Caridad and Aramis Ramirez down there at third base. Looked like Aramis was expecting his pitcher to make the play. Caridad backed off the ball, and by the time Ramirez reacted, Dickerson was safe at first.
Smothered by Soto. The ball was right at his feet and able to locate it with a runner holding. Throw right on the money, but Bruce was not too far off the bag. Swing and a miss. Update those other games going on. Washington has a 4-2 lead at the Mets. And over in the American League, that's in the bottom of the 5th. American League 4-1 Detroit after 5. Right-hander Logan Andrusik in the Reds pen, and the Twins have now taken a 2-1 lead against the White Sox. One hopper. Fontenot gets one. Relay in time. Double play. 4-6-3. And the 6th inning is over. On to the 7th. Cubs 3. Reds 3. Chicago Cubs baseball is brought to you by Pepsi. Every Pepsi refreshes the world. Submit your idea at refresheverything.com.
One tribe, y'all. One tribe, y'all. We one tribe, y'all. We are one people. Let's catch amnesia. Let's catch amnesia. Forget about all that evil.
What do you care about? Introducing the Pepsi Refresh Project. We're giving away millions for ideas that move the world forward. Every Pepsi refreshes the world.
It can be tough living with COPD, but I try not to let it slow me down. I go down to the pool for a swim, get out and dance, even play a little hide and seek. I'm breathing better with Spiriva.
Spiriva is the only once daily inhaled maintenance treatment for both forms of COPD, which includes chronic bronchitis and emphysema.
I take it every day. It keeps my airways open to help me breathe better all day long, and it's not a steroid.
Spiriva does not replace fast-acting inhalers for sudden symptoms. Stop taking Spiriva and call your doctor right away if your breathing suddenly worsens, your throat or tongue swells, you get hives, have vision changes or eye pain, or have problems passing urine. Tell your doctor if you have glaucoma, problems passing urine, or an enlarged prostate, as these may worsen with Spiriva. Also discuss the medicines you take, even eye drops. Side effects include dry mouth, constipation, and trouble passing urine.
Every day could be a good day to breathe better.
Ask your doctor if once daily Spiriva is right for you.
Star Trek First Contact tonight at 80s 5 West on WGN America.
Hi. (3-3). Harang still in. Not quite sure about Z in the bottom of the 7th. Ramirez leading off. Two schools of thought here for Zambrano, assuming his spot doesn't come up this inning. 96 pitches through 6 after a rough debut this season. You might want to get him out feeling good about his performance. On the other hand, he has gotten stronger as the day has gone on, and you have a bullpen that's been shaky in this spot, so they might give him another one.
And another factor is that if Big Z goes out to take the ball for the bottom of the 7th, he'd be facing the 8, 9, and 1 hitter in the Reds lineup. You could have your bullpen warming just in case that pitcher spot came up and Dusty chose to go to a pinch hitter, but I think Big Z is going to go back out.
Harang with a 2-1 home run swing, and he missed it. 2-2.
Four-seam fastball right down the middle of the plate that time to Ramirez.
Really nice crowd here in Cincinnati. They aren't doing the wave currently.
We saw the wave down at Turner Field in Atlanta. The wave may be making a comeback. The wave and the mullet making a comeback here in Cincinnati.
Well, you claim the mullet never was out of style.
For some people.
It might not have ever been in. I'm going to start a new one. I'm going to have everybody in the park stand up, and it'll be the reverse wave. You sit down as it comes around to your section, and then stand back up.
Start with the standing ovation.
Yeah.
Call that one the undercurrent.
The undercurrent. Very nice. Three-2 pitch in the air to left. Didn't get it. Dickerson. His heels on the track.
A couple of the reserve outfielders got starts in the ball game last night. One of the guys to go to the bench was Marlon Byrd, making his way to the plate here, and Marlon did not like missing that ball game last night. He told Lou, this is a little itty-bitty ballpark. I ought to be in the lineup. I'm a fly ball hitter. Well, he's going to get his opportunity here today. I think you play in the Grand Canyon, Marlon would want to play. He doesn't like to sit.
Managers like having players who don't like to sit out. They just want their guys to be respectful of the manager's decision and to not pout. And Marlon Byrd's not the type of guy who would ever do that. But you sometimes hear whispers about certain free agents, and you think about bringing them in to be part-time players, but then you hear reports, well, if he's not going to be a starter, he may not be a guy you want on your team. Another fly ball, this one to right. Bruce the catch, 2 outs. Let's check out our AT&T U-verse replay. First home run of the year for Alfonso Soriano. It tied the game in the 5th. See what's new from AT&T. Visit att.com for details. To Soriano, just off the outside. 1-1. There are a lot of different things that make guys good teammates, and one of the major ones is when you're struggling, when you're not playing as much as you would like, that you're supportive of your teammates, and that takes precedent over sulking about your own situation. And how many guys have you heard of who go 0 for 5 in a win and aren't happy? That doesn't play well.
No, and that ends up becoming a negative. I mean, at least be neutral. If you're not playing and you don't feel like being a cheerleader and standing up on the rail and rooting for your teammates, at least be neutral. Don't be a negative influence on the rest of the guys wearing the same color uniform that you are. Like you said, it's just a matter of respect. Everybody down there in both these dugouts feels like they ought to be playing every day, but you can only start 8 position players in a pitcher. That's the way it works. So some guys are going to find themselves on the bench, and the only way to get off that bench is to produce when you've been given opportunities.
Well, if you have some anger toward the manager for not playing, you take it out on the baseball. Yeah. He went tough for Sorry to hold back that very big bat, and he strikes out. Stretch time, 3-3.
Sunday, Joe Mauer won an MVP, but the Sox look to hand him and Minnesota nothing but K's. White Sox Twins, Sunday, 1:30 East, 10:30 West on WGN America.
Hi, it's Rick Dees here, and be sure to catch Out of Sight Retro Night Sunday right here on WGN America. Make it #1 on your countdown.
There's so much passion.
Have a nice book club. I'll beat the game.
I'd like to think so, though.
Oh, here we go. So what's the story? Ashley?
We were discussing the relationship of two women.
Two women?
Who were thrust together by war.
Ooh, thrusting. Okay, I'm with you.
A war neither of them understands.
Awesome. Good times. I love book club. I'd like to hear you read some words.
It's the sure sign of a good time. The just right taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
So then do you like Little Women?
Yeah, I'm not too picky. No.
The energy drink for your feet. ZigTech. I get more train, less pain.
You have heel pressure.
You have high arches.
Really?
People everywhere are discovering what's really going on with their feet. You have flat feet.
I do?
Foot care scientists are behind Dr. Scholl's Custom Fit Orthotic Center.
As flat as Kansas, sir.
That's flat.
Whoa.
Its unique foot mapping technology identifies the areas you put the most pressure on, then recommends the custom fit orthotic that's best for your feet for customized comfort all day long. For locations, see drscholls.com.
Here's today's Honda CR-V game summary. Cubs relying on that home run ball. They erased a 3-0 deficit with homers in the 4th and the 5th. Visit your Honda dealer and test drive a 2010 Honda CR-V. Z still in. Ball 1 on catcher Ryan Hannigan. Aaron Harang, the pitcher, is swinging a bat on deck. Sliders strike. Another one. Guys on the bench are stretching if needed here late.
Possible defensive replacement or a possible pinch hitter for Zambrano, whose spot is due up third next inning. He starts the bottom half of the 7th with a punch out of Ryan Hannigan.
And Aaron Harang will not take the at bat.
Some of the best sliders we've seen from Zambrano in this game. Strike 2 was just a get-me-over slider right in the middle of the plate, and then he came back with the same pitch down low and away and got the swinging strike.
Former Cub Miguel Cairo will bat for Harang with ageless lefty Arthur Rhodes getting ready in their bullpen. Arthur Rhodes did not pitch for the Cincinnati Great Westerns back in 1869. It just seems that way.
He might have been pitching under an assumed name. Well, I'll tell you, a left-handed pitcher that can throw strikes and stay healthy can last a long time in this game, and Arthur Rhodes has been a good one for a long time.
Rang did a nice job. 7 innings, 3 runs. And he didn't walk anybody. Carlos using that slider liberally here in the 7th.
Well, sometimes a pitcher doesn't have a great feel for one of his pitches early in the ball game, and as the game progresses, he gets into a nice rhythm out there, and it appears that Carlos has found a nice feel for that slider here in this inning.
Dribbled toward third, just foul. A good thing Ramirez picked it up when he did. I have a feeling that ball was turning back toward fair territory.
Kind of an odd foul line here at Great American Ballpark. You can see how close the foul line is to the infield grass, and a lot of room in foul territory before you run into the grass on that side of the line. So Ramirez fortunate to get that ball just as it trickled off the chalk line down the third base line. There you see how close that infield grass is to the foul line. Pretty tough to keep one on the dirt and keep it fair.
And contrary to a highlight you may have seen earlier this week, the chalk line is in fair territory. Where was that? Was it Tampa?
Where it was?
I don't remember where it was.
I believe Laz Diaz, I believe, was the third base umpire.
Just got a piece.
Yeah, we're told it was the Marlins at the Mets, and a line drive was hit down the third base line and actually kicked a piece of the foul line up in the air and left the imprint of half of a baseball on the line. Called foul.
I don't know if I've told this story, but I umpired Little League games when I was about 15 or 16. Swing and a miss. And the only time I ejected a manager is after I called a ball fair that hit the chalk line, and the manager was insistent that if it hits the line, it's foul. So I think I just threw him out on principle.
Yeah, just for being a knucklehead. Boy, Cairo just overpowered that time by Carlos Zambrano.
8 strikeouts for Z. Stubbs hits it foul.
It looks like Z's feeling a little bit out there this inning. Body language is completely different, kind of stomping off the mound to get the ball back from Gio. Can't wait to get up on that rubber and throw the next pitch.
Right down the middle on a fastball. 0-2.
He wants to finish strong if indeed this is his last inning of work.
Got him. Called strike 3 as he looks toward the Reds dugout. He strikes out the side. It's still tied.
What are you doing, Bob?
I finally figured out how to get my lawnmower to sense precisely the speed I want to walk. It's going to be effortless. You see, it can read my mind.
Oh. Why don't you just get one of these?
Toro Personal Pace Technology. Mowing has never been easier. Visit a Toro retailer or Toro.com to learn more.
Hey, dude, please don't even talk to me until I have my coffee. Okay.
Oh, hey, Tim.
Sorry, I haven't had my coffee yet. No.
Morning. Welcome to McDonald's. Can I interest you in a
Not before I have my coffee.
premium roast coffee for just $1?
Talk to me.
Introducing McDonald's new $1 menu at breakfast. Try a cup of freshly brewed premium roast coffee for just $1 each every day, and you'll see why nobody makes breakfast like McDonald's.
I like your scarf. It's beautiful out, huh?
berries. Over 25 flavors of Kellogg's Pop-Tarts, and they're all for fun and fun for all. Pop-Tarts, made for fun.
Captain, Earth.
Life signs? Population approximately 9 billion. All Borg.
They must have done it in the past. They went back and assimilated Earth, changed history.
White Sox Twins, Sunday, 1:30 East, 10:30 West on WGN America.
Carlos Zambrano has not allowed a hit since the 4th inning. Lots of strikeouts, got a big double play ball.
At various times of this ball game, he's had different pitches working for him. In the early part of the ball game, had a really good split-fingered fastball going. That last inning of work had a great slider and a sinker that he was spotting on that outside corner. And the body language really changed in that last inning. That looked like the Zambrano of old.
And with left-hander Arthur Rhodes now dealing for the Reds, Luke goes with Jeff Baker for Mike Fontenot. Arthur Rhodes at one time pitched for Lou Piniella in Seattle. One ball, no strikes on Baker. The Cubs have not led today, but they did erase a 3-0 deficit with homers in the 4th and the 5th. Fukudome and then Soriano. The kick in the 1-1. High and deep, left center, Stubbs back on the warning track. Gone! Jeff Baker off the bench makes it 4-3. Cubs have their first lead of the afternoon. First guy to greet him is the starting pitcher.
Baker got a slider down and in. That pitch down, all you have to do is drop the barrel of the bat on it. Baker did that lightning quick, just over the fence in left center field. Boy, I'll tell you, that area, we've seen a lot of home runs already right over that Reds bullpen, just to the left of straightaway center field.
So we'll see if the Cubs bullpen can hold a late lead today. Xavier Nady's going to bat for Zambrano after Soto grounds out to Cabrera, 1 away. So Z now has a chance for the win.
A good switch there for Lou Piniella. Mike Fontenot was 0 for 3 lifetime with 2 strikeouts against Arthur Rhodes. Jeff Baker, the right-handed hitter, went up there and golfed that slider out of here to give the Cubs a lead.
Here's Nady. Had a good night at the plate last night. He reached all 4 times, a walk, an RBI single, and then he was hit by a pitch on back-to-back plate appearances. Is away. Cabrera, Votto, and Phillips due up in the bottom of the 8th for Cincinnati. right down the line. Long run for Bruce. Can't get it. It's foul.
Well, how you feeling about the bullpen today, partner?
Well, the one thing I do know is that they've got to get it sorted out quickly, because especially early in the season, your starter generally is not going to get right to your closer. You're not going to see a lot of 8-inning performances. So hopefully this will be the day when everything falls into place. Nady lines out. I do think Lou would consider using Carlos Marmol for more than an inning today, because he hasn't had a lot of work this week, and in fact his first save was a 4-out save in Atlanta. But you don't want to make that a habit.
Right. Well, obviously throwing strikes is of the utmost importance for anybody stepping out of that Cubs bullpen at this point. We know how impatient Lou can be with relief pitchers that do not come into the ball game and throw strikes. And in the case of John Graybo, who usually does throw strikes, the important thing is to throw quality strikes. Keep the ball down, stay away from the hitter's power. We've seen what a bandbox this ballpark can be.
It appears as though left-hander John Graybo will be the guy. This will be 4 out of 5 games for Graybo. Backhanded by Votto. Rhodes covering. And that's the inning. Jeff Baker off the bench. A pinch hit home run, giving the Cubs a 4-3 lead late.
I know you're all about self-reliance, fighting your own battles, then standing up for yourself. As your friend, you need therapy.
Everyone, listen up! I found the plane's radio equipment. I think we can get off this island.
Everyone, listen up! I found the plane's beverage cart, and it's full of Bud Light.
Here we go.
We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay.
It's the sure sign of a good time. The just right taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
Whoa! That must be the coolest job in the world.
Actually, kid, I'm a fighter pilot. He's the lawn pro.
Mow like the pros and cut your mowing time in half with the Toro Time Cutter Z.
Look, we've all dealt with the itching of athlete's foot. I can't just wash it away. Killing it takes clinical strength. I only use Lotrimin Ultra. Its powerful formula can even cure severe cases of athlete's foot. Nothing cures better. Lotrimin Ultra, the killer cure.
New Moose Temptations by Jell-O. A rich and airy treat. Because after you've washed the bills and paid all the dishes, it's finally me o'clock. Enjoy it with Moose Temptations. 3 decadent flavors, 60 calories. It's me o'clock. Time for Jell-O.
For the ultimate baseball fan experience with podcasts, videos, photo galleries, blogs, and much more. Get the total Cubs and Sox download in one place. Just head to WGNAmerica.com.
John Graybo to Orlando Cabrera. 2 quick strikes on the Red shortstop. Baker remaining in at second after giving the Cubs the lead with that home run. They want to check down at first, but no swing, according to Kerwin Danley. Outfielders are deep, trying to protect against an extra base hit. Swing and a miss. Got him on the changeup.
2 good changeups to finish up that sequence. One in the dirt trying to get the swinging strike, and then he scooted it up just enough that Cabrera couldn't lay off. And so we were talking about quality strikes. Those are good pitches down there below the kneecaps with downward movement. Good off-speed pitch.
Joey Votto. Just in case, here in the 8th, the closer is up. 2-0 on Votto. The 8th inning has been the Cubs' nemesis. Trying to get through it here. Smacked into right. Kosuke over to get it. Votto right out of the box was hustling, but no chance to even try it.
We say it every time there's a ball hit into right field, especially one that's not hit directly at Kosuke. He hustles over there. He gets to the ball, gets it back in quickly, holding Votto to a single. That was so important down in Atlanta a couple of times, keeping the double play in order, and the Cubs defense was able to turn those double plays to get out of some jams.
After Bruce, you have a bunch of lefties. Or after Phillips, it's Bruce, Francisco Dickerson, as Phillips was trying to lift and separate. And as you play the chess match in each dugout, it may come down to Dusty saying, okay, if I pinch hit for somebody, I know they're going to have to face Marmol. So he may rather go lefty versus lefty.
He does have 4 right-handed hitters still available. He's already used Miguel Cairo. He's got his backup catcher Ramon Hernandez, Johnny Gomes, Scott Rowland, and Paul Yanish available should he choose to go to a right-handed bat. But you're right, you have to think of the ramifications. If I make a move, what is the other manager likely to do? And I think Dusty would prefer to have his lefties facing Graybo rather than anybody facing Marmol.
The kick and the pitch is low. Graybo trying to get Phillips to bite on the changeup. Ramirez comes in. Little stutter step, and they only get 1.
Be a tailor-made double play ball hit on a big hop down to Ramirez at third base. Just couldn't find the handle on the baseball. By the time he got the ball to Jeff Baker, he had no choice but just to take the force at second, avoid the sliding runner, and concede first base to Brandon Phillips.
Bruce is 0 for 2 with a walk. Phillips much more of a threat to steal, and he was barely off the bag as Graybo checked on him. Dusty probably wouldn't have even considered hitting for Bruce, his everyday right fielder. It gets a little trickier if he gets on. He could go with Rowland for Francisco, but at this point, with 2 outs in the inning, I think Lou would absolutely go with Marmol if Dusty pinch hits.
I should mention Dusty also has 1 left-handed batter available, Lance Nix. You could try the old bait and switch, but I don't know if anybody really likes the Marmol against Lance Nix matchup either.
Caught by Dealey. That one was ticketed for the right field corner. Could have been all kinds of trouble, especially with the way Phillips runs. But the Gold Glover made the catch, and that ends the inning. After 8, Cubs 4, Reds 3.
And when the doctor told me I had type 2 diabetes.
But when I was diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic, I was in denial about it.
The moment that changed my life that said I need to do something else was when I knew I was going on insulin.
Nutrisystem D, the clinically tested program for losing weight and reducing blood sugar.
I'm Beverly. I've lost 52 pounds.
I'm Charlie Manuel, and I lost 50 pounds on Nutrisystem D.
Based on the proven science of the low glycemic index diet, high in fiber and full of good carbs, people on Nutrisystem D lost up to 16 times more weight, reduced their A1C, and lowered their blood sugar levels 5 times more than those in the control group. Beverly is one of many people who have lost weight and lowered their blood sugar with Nutrisystem D. With the help of our customers, Nutrisystem has reached its goal of donating $250,000 to the American Diabetes Association in its movement to help stop diabetes. Order now and you can enjoy 2 weeks of delicious meals free. Nutrisystem D. Lose weight and live better. Call or click today.
This is what it's like getting an amazing discount on a hotel with Travelocity's new top secret hotels. And this is what it's like when you have to bid on a hotel. Travelocity's top secret hotels. Bidding.
Naughty fish.
Introducing Travelocity's top secret hotels. The new easy way to get unpublished discounts of up to 45% off 3- and 4-star hotels without the hassle of bidding. Which makes Travelocity the best place for hotel deals.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Swagger.
On WWE Superstars, expect everything.
Hi, this is Rick Dees, and don't forget to catch Out of Sight Retro Night.
Don't want to miss that.
Oh, goody.
Sunday beginning at 6 East, 3 West on WGN America.
What a play by the 6'5" Derek Lee. Not much reaction time, especially when you're holding on the runner at first.
Well, thank goodness he's 6'5", and thank goodness he has a basketball background. He needed some ups on that one. That ball looked like it was ticketed for that right field corner, and as you mentioned, Len, with Brandon Phillips' speed, you'd never know what would have happened.
New pitcher for the Reds is Nick Massett. He faces Fukudome.
When Massett was really good for the Reds last season, pitched in 74 ball games, a 5-1 record with a 2.37 ERA. Had a real good spring for the Reds down in Arizona.
Former Ranger and White Sox. Tapper foul. You can email us at lenandbob@tribune.com. lenandbob@tribune.com. You can follow us on Twitter. Twitter.com/lenandbob. Cardinals and Brewers just underway in Milwaukee. Nick Stavanoa last night with a game-winning 2-run homer on a changeup that was well located by Trevor Hoffman. I guess he went down to a knee to golf it out.
Wrigleyville Rooftops has premier seating for up to 200 guests for corporate gatherings, family reunions, and bachelor or bachelorette parties. Individual and group tickets are available for all games. For more information, go to www.wrigleyvillerooftops.com or call 773-248-ROOF. Or roof, depending on which part of the country you're from.
Yes. A strike on Lee. And that game in Milwaukee, Garcia and Gallardo, the matchup on the mound. Jaime Garcia, a left-hander for St. Louis, and the ace of the Brewers, Gallardo. Cardinals just got a run in the second. We'll see the Brewers on Monday at Wrigley Field right here on WGN Sports. 12:30 for next year is here. First pitch at 1:20 following all the opening day festivities. Lou and his right-hand man, Alan Trammell, the bench coach. Popped foul. Yankees in Tampa Bay just underway. CC Sabathia for the Yankees. Right-hander Wade Davis for the Rays. And Felix Hernandez on the mound for Seattle against lefty Matt Harrison of the Rangers. 1-0 Mariners. The pitch, ball 4. Only one team is still unbeaten. That's the Giants. They're 4-0. They'll play the Braves late tonight. Former Cub Todd Wellemeyer will make his first start of the year against Derek Lowe. And the only team without a win, the Houston Astros. They're 0-4. And they host the Phillies and Jamie Moyer later on. Outside, ball 1 to Ramirez. New Cub Marlon Byrd on deck. He and Ramirez have been pretty quiet today, combined 0 for 6. That's B-I-R-D.
Martin Bird.
Tell you, I'm pretty spoiled by the weather we've had on this trip. It looks like we're going to be okay this coming week in Chicago. This feels like mid-June in the Midwest, not early April.
That just means it might be snowing in mid-June. You're right, though. Two cities that have historically been hot and humid and tough places to go in and play as a visiting team. And the Cubs caught a huge break in Atlanta where the weather was absolutely ideal, with the exception of the rainstorm in the afternoon before the night game. But great baseball weather early in the season. We love it.
Got him. For out number 2.
A good splitter that time from Massett. Maybe a hard breaking ball. Either way, bounced out in front of home plate. Ramirez just could not hold up. Hey, Massett's got good fastball out there. He's been in the mid to upper 90s with that heater, and anytime a guy can rush it up there that quickly, you tend to start that bat a little early, and that's when those off-speed pitches and breaking balls can be tough to handle.
check on Lee, who was picked off by Harang back in the 6th. Derek runs. Hannigan's throw in time. So Derek's been erased twice on the bases. A pickoff and a caught stealing. To the bottom of the 9th, the Cubs trying to close.
Captain, Earth.
Life signs? Population approximately 9 billion. All Borg.
They must have done it in the past. They went back and assimilated Earth, changed history.
One tribe, y'all. One tribe, y'all. One tribe, y'all. We are one people. Let's catch amnesia. Let's catch amnesia. Forget about all that evil.
What do you care about? Introducing the Pepsi Refresh Project. We're giving away millions for ideas that move the world forward. Every Pepsi refreshes the world.
This spring, I will not plan a yard project where I have to rent a bulldozer.
I will just fertilize the lawn.
I will not add an entire wing to my house.
I will repaint the wing I have.
I will just go to Ace
and turn my to-do list into a to-done list.
Then I will embarrass myself on the back 9.
He will.
The folks at Ace help you find what you need so you can get in, get help, and get on with your life. This week, get $10 off your purchase of $50 or more with coupon at Ace, the helpful place.
Hot fudge sundae. Ooh, frosted blueberry. Over 25 flavors of Kellogg's Pop-Tarts, and they're all for fun and fun for all. Pop-Tarts, made for fun.
A tradition continues on the north side of Chicago. The Cubs home opener. We'll have all the action for you beginning at 12:30 Central here on WGN. Next year is here, followed by the Brewers and the Cubs. Ryan Dempster will get the start for the Cubs on Monday right here on WGN and WGN America. Defensive changes for the Cubs. Tyler Colvin plays left. Coy Hill catches. And the closer, Carlos Marmol, on to get these last 3 outs.
Lou trying to configure his best defensive team, including the guy on the mound. Best defenses don't let him hit it.
Juan Francisco. Ball 1 in the dirt. The changes are straight up. Colvin in Soriano's spot, Hill in the 8th spot for Soto, and Marmol 9th. A slider in there for a strike. Carlos working on a save streak. And it has reached 13. Swing and a miss. It dates back to August 3rd of last year here in Cincinnati. Struck him out swinging. 1 away. Francisco has struck out all 4 times.
Now this one's certainly understandable. Look at the movement on that slider at 85 miles an hour. Started pretty much right in the middle of the plate. Looked like a good pitch to hit and then just disappeared.
Pitch to Dickerson. He was late on a fastball. No Ryan Hannigan. He just went back into the dugout, and Jason Nix is going to hit next. Swing and a miss. 0-2. He laid off it. I don't know how he did. 1-2.
Well, awfully close to take with 2 strikes once again. Looks like a middle of the plate fastball, ends up down and in just a little low. That's the one you'd really like to see Carlos Marmol get a little more consistent with his command. After he's thrown a series of sliders, kind of slow the batter down a little bit in the box, and then he pops that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. No way Dickerson gets to that pitch if he throws it for a strike.
Back-to-back Ks.
Talked about Carlos Zambrano feeling it today. I think Carlos Marmol's feeling it a little bit too. This is some of the best stuff we've seen from him all spring.
Here's Jason Nix. Rather, Lance Nix, the brother of Jason. Strike one. Missed away. Tyler Colvin almost pinned up against the wall out in left. That's how deep he is. Same for Fukudome in right. Marlon Byrd playing a few steps deeper than he normally would in this spot. 1-2. Well, we've seen some huge hacks by the Reds in this inning, but they haven't made any contact yet. For a 1-2.
Yes, he did.
He got him. Tag applied. Game over. Cubs win. Carlos Marmol, as nasty as we've seen him, really going back to spring training. And he saves it for Carlos Zambrano, who gets his first win of the year. Jeff Baker with the game-winning home run in the 8th. And the Cubs hold on 4-3. So a chance to get home with a 500 record if they can win this series tomorrow. The final score, once again, the Cubs 4 and the Reds 3. We'll be right back.
Hey, Uncle Bob.
Hey. Oh, Bud Light. Here we go.
This is a hospital. You're sick.
This party's gonna be sick. What's up, guys? Room 324. Refill this with ice. Clear. You'll need this, trust me. Bud Light and 324. We gotta ice these down!
It's the sure sign of a good time. The just right taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
Nurse costumes, I like it.
If you're taking 8 extra strength Tylenol a day on the days that you have arthritis pain, you could end up taking 4 times the number of pills compared to Aleve. Choose Aleve and you could start taking fewer pills. Just 2 Aleve have the strength to relieve arthritis pain all day.
No, not now. Come on, please.
Oh, great.
Nothing's worse than a dead battery. And nothing's more reliable than a Duralast battery. Engineered to start day in and day out, even under the most extreme conditions. Duralast, proven tough, only at AutoZone.
At the Olive Garden Cooking School in Tuscany, our chefs learn the secrets of Italian cooking, like how to blend 4 artisanal cheeses to create our new creamy fonduta sauce, and our new steak fonduta and grilled chicken fonduta. At Olive Garden.
Easy to start, easy to walk, easy to unload. The Craftsman rear-propelled mower, moving lawn care forward. Craftsman, trust in your hands.
Captain, Earth.
Life signs? Population approximately 9 billion. All Borg.
They must have done it in the past. They went back and assimilated Earth, changed history.
Want a real good lunch at a real good price real fast? Then it's Golden Corral's legendary lunch buffet. Slow roasted pot roast, homemade meatloaf, an endless choice of delicious salads, all for one amazing low price. Only at Golden Corral.
It's the Magic Kingdom Park, and your family's excited to ride everything. So, moment of truth, Mom. Which 3G network would you trust to stay ahead of the crowds? When your kids can't wait another minute.
Where's that going?
When you want your 3G network to work, you want Verizon. Upgrade your family now. Buy an LG Chocolate Touch or Samsung Rogue and get a second one free. Plus add a line for $9.99. Families can connect for less at Verizon.
Where's my car? Where's my car? Where are you?
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles give you outrageous comfort all day, guaranteed.
It's not too far.
Are you gelling? Dr. Scholl's.
And so the conversation turned until the sun went down, and many fantasies were there. On that day, keep feeling fascination.
The 2010 Chicago Cubs baseball season on WGN is brought to you by Bud Light, the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. By Pepsi, every Pepsi refreshes the world. Submit your idea at refresheverything.com. And by the Illinois Lottery, Mega Millions can find you twice a week. Tuesday and Friday jackpots start at $12 million. Another thriller. Cubs have played a lot of close games. They beat the Reds 4-3. They come all the way back from a 3-0 deficit and cap it off with this Budweiser play of the game.
Jeff Baker coming off the bench to pitch hit for Mike Fondo against veteran Arthur Rhodes, and he touched him up for the go-ahead home run of the ball game. Nice going, Jeff Baker.
Budweiser with full flavor and a crisp finish. It's what we do. Crisp finish for Carlos Marmol today. And the Cubs in our next WGN broadcast of Cubs baseball is Monday when the Cubs return to Wrigley for the home opener to face the Milwaukee Brewers. Coverage starts with Next Year Is Here at 12:30 Central. Final score once again today, the Cubs 4, the Reds 3. So for Bob and our entire crew, this is Len Casper. Stay tuned. The Chevy Dealers 10th Inning Show is next.
When business travel leaves you drained, recharge with Comfort Suites. Spacious rooms, free high-speed internet, and free hot breakfast. Comfort Suites. Power up. Now, stay 2 separate times with Comfort Suites or any Choice Hotel and earn a free night. Book at choicehotels.com.
So did you hear? Sully got Salesman of the Year. Yeah, that and $1 get you a cup of coffee. Premium roast coffee. Or breakfast burrito. Or piping hot sausage McMuffin. Or hash browns. Good for Sully.
Introducing McDonald's new $1 menu at breakfast. Try a sausage McMuffin, premium roast coffee, or any of these morning favorites for just $1 each every day. And you'll see why nobody makes breakfast like McDonald's.
You guys hear about Sully? You hear about Sully?
Oh, no. Your tire's all flat and junk. Oh, did I do that? Here, let me get my cellular out. Call your wrecker. Oh, shoot. I got no phone. 'Cause I'm a pothole. So... Okay, bye.
Accidents are bad. But Geico's good with emergency road service.
the Chevy Dealers 10th inning show after a Cubs 4-3 win over the Cincinnati Reds. Your final totals for the Cubs: 4 runs on 3 home runs, 5 hits total, 1 error, and because they hit all those homers, nobody left on base. For Cincinnati, 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and 5 stranded. Zambrano over Rhodes. Marmol is second save. 2 hours 32 minutes in front of 27-235. We'll have all the highlights of this one in a moment. The 10th inning show is brought to you by Culver's, home of the Butterburger and fresh custard, and by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers.
When business travel leaves you drained, recharge with Comfort Suites. Spacious rooms, free high-speed internet, and free hot breakfast. Comfort Suites. Power up. Now, stay 2 separate times with Comfort Suites or any Choice Hotel and earn a free night. Book at choicehotels.com.
Easy to start, easy to walk, easy to unload. The Craftsman rear-propelled mower. Moving lawn care forward. Craftsman. Trust in your hands.
Now is the best time ever to get Vonage. Just $14.99 a month gets you unlimited local, long distance, and international calling to over 60 countries. Plus, you get consistently clear call quality and great features like readable voicemail and simul-ring. When you add it all up, nothing else stacks up. To make sure you get the very best offer, go to Vonage.com now or call 1-877-4Vonage. But don't wait. Offer ends soon.
And so the conversation turned until the sun went down, and many fantasies were there. On that day, keep feeling fascination.
Captain, Earth.
Life signs? Population approximately 9 billion. All Borg.
They must have done it in the past. They went back and assimilated Earth, changed history.
Cub fans are happy. A little night out on the town here in Cincinnati after a 4-3 win. A lot of home runs in this game. As we get into the highlights, Carlos Zambrano got better as the game went on, but early on gave up a hit and an RBI in the second, then a 2-run homer to Brandon Phillips. But Kosuke coming back with his first homer of the season. That was a 2-run shot off Harang in the 4th. Soriano with his first, leading off the 5th inning. And then Jeff Baker winning it in the 8th. And Bob, the Cubs continue to rely very heavily on the home run ball.
Well, that's better than not scoring at all. I mean, we talked about it during the course of the telecast. You'd like to find ways to manufacture runs when you're not getting the long ball, but as long as you're hitting home runs, that's all that matters.
The Culver's sweet defensive play came in the bottom of the 5th. Mike Fontenot with an excellent play. And after opening day, Bob, the Cubs have been a lot better with the leather.
Yeah, they've been a lot more aware of what's going on, where they are on the field, and you can't make a better play than Mike Fontenot made right there.
That's our Culver's sweet defensive play of the game. We'll wrap it up from Cincinnati in a moment.
I know you're all about self-reliance and fighting your own battles, then standing up for yourself. As your friend, you need therapy.
New Moose Temptations by Jell-O. A rich and airy treat. Because after you've washed the bills and paid all the dishes, it's finally me o'clock. Enjoy it with Moose Temptations. 3 decadent flavors, 60 calories. It's me o'clock. Time for Jell-O.
You have heel pressure.
You have high arches.
Really?
People everywhere are discovering what's really going on with their feet.
You have flat feet.
I do?
Foot care scientists are behind Dr. Scholl's Custom Fit Orthotics Center.
As flat as Kansas, sir.
That's flat. Whoa.
Its unique foot mapping technology identifies the areas you put the most pressure on, then recommends the custom fit orthotic that's best for your feet for customized comfort all day long. For locations, see drscholes.com.
Easy to start, easy to walk, easy to unload. The Craftsman rear-propelled mower. Moving lawn care forward. Craftsman. Trust in your hands.
The 10th Inning Show has been brought to you by Culver's, home of the Butterburger and fresh custard. And by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. Cubs beat the Reds 4-3, so they're 2-3 on the season. A chance for a 500 trip as Tom Gorzolani makes his season debut tomorrow. And Ryan Dempster honored to get the home opening day start on Monday right here on WGN Sports. I had a chance to catch up with the Cubs' #2 starter before the game. Ryan, I thought your first start, your stuff was as good as we've seen it, and you obviously know how to pitch. I know it's all about wins, but do you feel good?
Yeah, I mean, you've got a game plan, and you go out there and try and execute it, and, I felt last time out that I did a good job of that, and, just tried to pound the strike zone, especially as the game went on, just to kind of get in a groove and execute your pitches as much as possible and give your team the best chance to win.
You work extremely hard during the season, but maybe even harder during the winter. And Bob and I were talking on the air the other day. Sometimes, I mean, this is the reward, right? It's going out there and pitching, and all that hard work and getting up at 4:35 in the morning or whatever it is in December. That's what it's all about.
No, absolutely. I think during the offseason is when you kind of create that base for your season. And during the season, you're just trying to maintain it. And I worked really hard to make sure I was as strong as I could possibly be going into spring training and try to push that through spring training and into the beginning of the year. And hopefully, it pays big dividends by going out there and winning a lot of ball games for our team and helping our team win some games out there.
Every game is important, but the home opener is really important to Cub fans everywhere, and I know it's a big honor for you to start the home opener.
No, absolutely. I always said any game at Wrigley Field is exciting and a lot of fun, but that first home opener is extra special, and I'm glad I get a chance to take the ball and go out there and enjoy it and compete my butt off and go out there and win a game for us. I want to go out there and try and do the best I can and in front of our fans, our first game back, and we got a couple games left in Cincinnati and win those ones first, but to go out there on Monday and get us a W is what I'm looking to do.
You've always taken a lot of pride in being a Cub. You've been one of the most accessible players probably in Cubs history, riding your bike around town, walking to the park, what have you. What does it mean to you to be a Chicago Cub?
Well, I think it's a tremendous honor. You look at the people who played before us there, the great players, the great pitchers, and just kind of everything that embodies being a Cub. You got a tremendous community and a huge fan base, not just in Chicago or Illinois, but really all over the world and especially all over the U.S. So, for me, I just look at it as an honor and a privilege to put that uniform on, and I try and give my best, whether I'm at the field or away from the field, just to represent the Cubs in the right way.
Along those lines, there has been an outpouring of support for you and Jenny and Riley, your daughter, who's dealt with a lot and has been an inspiration to everyone, and she just turned 1 recently. Can we give the fans an update on how she's doing?
Yeah, she's doing really well, and the nice part is now we have the foundation, the Dempster Family Foundation. Anybody who ever wants to go visit the website, it's just dempsterfoundation.org, and there's always updates. There's other stories on other children, and kind of getting the word out as much as we possibly can, and helping to create awareness, and it's going really well. She's doing really well. She's definitely a lot stronger than her dad, and she's a huge inspiration to me for sure.
All right, let's get into some hockey here. Any predictions? The Hawks are going to be there. Your Vancouver Canucks, but I know you follow the Hawks very closely.
No, I do. Being there for the past 7 years and just enjoying watching the Blackhawks play. They play the game hard every night out. They got a lot of great players. They got a tremendous captain, and it's been a lot of fun becoming a fan of theirs, and looking forward to game 1 of the playoffs, and hopefully have a chance to be there. So, I would be thrilled thrilled if those guys could make it to the Stanley Cup and have a chance to hoist that thing over their head, because they all work really hard.
And one last thing, we had an off day in Atlanta, and we ended up at the Thrashers-Devils game, saw Marty Brodeur win his 600th, and quite possibly your good friend Chris Chelios may have played his last NHL game at age 48.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? I said they had a guy out there, Vander Kane, who's 18 years old, and Chelly's out there, skating with him at 48. So 30 years as senior and still playing hard, and what a career he's had. And it was kind of neat to think that I was there to watch his last game in the NHL. So I'm proud of him and everything he's done, obviously.
That's Ryan Dempster, probably the only guy who may work a little harder than he does in professional sports is Chris Chelios, still going at 48. Brewers and Cubs on Monday, the Wrigley Field opener for 2010. Next Year Is Here starts our coverage at 12:30 Central Time right here on WGN.